Namaskaram, everybody. I think we can start now. Asmat Gurubhyo Namaha, Asmat Parama Gurubhyo Namaha, Asmat Sarva Gurubhyo Namaha. Shri Krishna Parabrahmane Namaha, Shri Lakshmi Hayavadana Parabrahmane Namaha, Shri Lakshmi Nrsimha Parabrahmane Namaha, Sarvam Shri Krishna Namaste. Okay. Let me show you the screen. You can hear me well, right?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes.
Good. Okay. Let me share the screen. You can see my screen, right? Hello? Can
Yeah,
you
we can see.
Yes, we can see.
Okay, good, good. Okay. So we were discussing the verses 6 and 7. Yastu sarvani bhutani atmanyeva anupashyati sarvabhuteshu chatmanam tato na vijugupshate. Yasmin sarvani bhutani atmayeva bhut vijanatah tatra ko moha kashokaha śoka kashokaha ekatvam anupashyatah. In this, Māyā asked a question that is an interesting question, right? So his question, the crux of the question, he has a long question, but I'm just going to summarize what he has asked. See, if does the realized person at that time realize his body? And if we see him, do we see his body? For him, the realized person, everything becomes Ātman. If everything becomes Ātman, he doesn't have a body. He doesn't have a mind. He doesn't have an intellect. And how does it work? Who does he see? How can he see? He cannot even see, right? If he has become Brahman, whatever his body, mind, intellect, everything has become Brahman, become Ātman. Here Ātma means Brahma, right? Look at the second verse. Yasmin sarvani bhutani atmaiva abhut. It became. Then, how does it work is the question. See here, obviously, Māyā's question is regarding Advaita Bhashya, not the Viśiṣṭādvaita Bhashya, because Viśiṣṭādvaita Bhashya, you can see yourself, you can see Brahman, everything, and Brahman is powering everything else. So even though the rest, Atmaiva Abhut, here the Atmaiva Abhut becomes, everything is powered by, everything actually exists because of. So Apratak Siddha, and everything is, everything exists only to serve that Paramatma. With that kind of a view, you can still see yourself, and your body, mind, intellect doesn't vaporize or doesn't sublate. In the Shankaracharya's commentary, it looks like it sublates. Even his commentary, last time when we saw, it wasn't easy. Okay, for example, in the next verse, I'm going to the Sanskrit of it because it's very important. You cannot discuss this using English translation. Okay, English translation can write anything the person wants, but the words of Sanskrit have to match up what is said, right? Okay, here the sixth verse. Estu parivrat mumukshuhu sarvani bhutani abhyaktadini sthavarantani atmani eva anupashyati. Look at what here is. He sees everything in this universe in Ātman. Atmani eva anupashyati. Atma vyatiriktani na pashyati. He says he doesn't see anything other than So he doesn't see all of them as different from Ātman. Avyaktādini, Sthavarantani, Atma Vyatiriktani na pashyati. He doesn't see different from Ātman. So somehow everything is in Ātman, right? Or everything has become Ātman. Fine. No, then sarvabhuteshu teshve vacha atmanam tesham vibhutanam svatmanam atmatvena yathasya. Here is the interesting point Shankaracharya brings. This is Shankara Bhashya, by the way. Yathasya dehasya karya karana sanghatasya atma. I am the atma of this body. Similarly, I am the atma of this whole universe. And I am the chetayita. That is, I am the consciousness behind this dead body. The body is dead, it is just matter. And I am making it work because that my consciousness is making it work. Similarly, this is the consciousness. Kevalaha nirgunaha. It is nirguna also. Anenaiva swarupena avyaktadinam stavarantanam ahameva atma iti. Ahameva atma iti sarvabhuteshu chatmanam nirvishesham yastonu pashyati. So thing is, he sees himself as the nirvishesha atma behind all this universe. Tasmadeva darshanat nat vijugupsate. Because he sees it in that way, he does not have any disgust. All disgust occurs when you see something different from Ātman. When you pashyata bhavati. Ātmanyeva atyanta vishuddham nirantaram pashyataha. So he sees only Ātman. He doesn't see anything else. The other things are somehow. One second, please. So the other things he doesn't see different from Ātman. So all he sees only Ātman because Vishuddham Nirantaram Pashyataha. So for him, he sees nothing but Ātman, so there is no disgust. That's what is the meaning of Shankara Bhashya here. Is Shankara Bhashya clear for you? I have not answered Mayank's question, but I'm just building it up. So far, okay?
Yes,
No.
so far.
Okay, yeah. So now what happens is the next verse, 7th verse, Shankaracharya says, Yasmin sarvani bhutani yasmin kale yathokta atmani va. He gives two options. Yasmin kale means at the time of meditation or something like that, at the time of Samādhi, yathokta atmani va, in this Ātman, tanyeva bhutani sarvani paramārtha darshanate, because he sees the paramārtha, absolute truth. Everything has become one, that is Atma. Atmaiva samvrittaha, paramārtha vastu vijanataha. So the person who knows this Paramatman, tatra tasmin kale, during that time, tatra atmaniva, during that in the Atman, ko moha ka śoka. There is no question of sorrow or delusion. He is not deluded. Śokascha mohascha kama karma bija majanatah bhavati. The śoka and moha, that is delusion and sorrow, happens for the person who doesn't know the seed of desire and action, and that is ignorance or avidya. Nato atmaikatvam vishuddham gaganopapam pashyataha. If he sees only one Atman everywhere, vishuddham gaganopamam, that means like pure sky. there is no question of delusion and sorrow. So sakaranasya samsarasya atyantameva uchchedah pradarshito bhavati. So the very reason or the cause of this universe, everything has been dismantled, sublated. Nothing exists. And that's what is being said here. So he is tending towards a bhāva samanadikaranya, where the universe is negated, sublated by Ātman or even knowledge of Ātman. And in this question is his body and the seer also sublated? Question is this. Pashyataha is even in the original Sanskrit of the ekatvam anupashyataha is there in the original śloka. Pashyataha is also in the Shankara Bhashya. All we can say is Pashyataha is not like through the eyes. It is realization. So even here it is realization. And if it is realization, all that that realizes is one Ātman only and nothing else. This is the idea of Shankaracharya. So the thing is, question comes, does he have a body? From outside, if somebody sees he has a body. As far as he is concerned, he doesn't have anything. Everything has become Ātman only because he doesn't realize anything other than pure Ātman. Is this clear?
I mean, yes. This might be a very basic question. For the realized person, everything is Ātman. But who is it who is maintaining his body and running the entire world and other things?
See, actually, Ātman itself is running everything. Because Ātman is the cause of this, with this unreal universe, right? That unreal universe has everything in it. The unreal universe has the body, mind, intellect, and everything is inside that unreal universe. And that is Māyā only. If you look at it, it's Māyā which is causing that, right? Because anything which is created, the body is a created vastu, a created entity, and all these things are mithya only for Shankaracharya. Mithya is unreal, and that is created only by Māyā.
Māyā okay, is... We have to take it as Māyā, not the Ātman, because Ātman doesn't even know that Ātman doesn't even know that there's a creation, right? According to Shankara.
That is true. Ātman doesn't even know the creation, but Ātman is the basis, substratum. Without Ātman, Māyā cannot exist. Māyā is the illusion. Illusion only is for the human beings or the people who are bound in the illusion. Illusion doesn't exist for Paramatma. Paramatma knows nothing. So Paramatman or Ātman is just the basis, like how a mirage is formed on a very hot surface. If you look at a hot tar road, miles and miles long, on a very hot sunny day, the mirage is formed, which is a reflection, which is on top of the hot surface, right? Without the hot surface, the mirage does not occur. The illusion occurs only because there is underlying Ātman there. So indirectly, Ātman is the cause. It's not the direct cause, according to Shankaracharya. And whatever cause you can attribute, you can either attribute to Māyā or you can attribute to Saguna Brahman, right? Brahman who is qualified.
Yeah, I have a question. If Ātman doesn't know what is happening and he is creating, what is the power behind Ātman that creates?
Ātman is the power of himself, right? But that is Nirguna. Nirguna means does not have any attributes. That is the beauty about Shankara Bhashya. He maintains that the Ātman is Nirguna. Nirvishesha. In the last, he clearly uses the word Nirvishesham Yastonu Pashyati right here in the middle, right? So the thing is, he says Brahman is Nirvishesha, Atma is Nirvishesha. That does not have any attributes. So how it causes? Causing is also occurring in your mind and my mind. The cause doesn't even occur to that Brahman. See, you cannot connect creation with Ātman in the Shankara Bhashya. You cannot. There is no connection.
Okay.
So, is this clear? The question doesn't come up now, right? The question vanishes.
This was clarification. So what you really mean, or what Shankaracharya really means, is that Brahman is maintaining everything, and when one realizes the self,
You need to be very clear. You're not talking in front of the speaker. We can't hear you, or you need to slow down and be clear.
This is it. Can you hear me now?
Slightly better. Maybe your internet. Check your internet also.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. So all I'm saying is, Shankaracharya really means to say is that Brahman is maintaining everything. But somehow, when one becomes self-realized, the mind, intellect, all the senses and everything is being maintained by Brahman. But the yogi himself is now identifying as an Ātman and not attached to the mind, body, and all those things. So the mind and body is still working independently because Brahman is still maintaining that somehow.
Yes, you can assume that way. You can assume that way. The Brahman, they will not say it's Brahman, it is Māyā. See, Māyā is a complex issue, but Māyā and Brahman are always together in creation. They are not separate for Shankaracharya. That is why Māyā Shabalitam Ekameva Asit. See, when you look at the verse, Sadeva Somya Idamagra Asit Ekameva Advitiyam, there is a verse, right? Satyeva Somya Chandogya Upanishad, 6th chapter. Satyeva Somya Idam Agra Asit Ekameva Advitiyam. So all this, what you see as this visible universe you interact with, all of them was one in the beginning. There, Ekameva, Shankaracharya says, Māyā Shabalitam Ekameva. Along with Māyā, there was only one Brahman. That's what he says. But Māyā and Brahman are not at the same level of reality. In that sense, you can say, what is real is only Ātman or Brahman. Māyā is not real for Shankaracharya. Okay? They are at different levels of reality.
I still think there's a lot of unclear things actually, but I don't know. Like I don't understand how Māyā is somehow still like trapping Brahman, or like it's very unclear to me.
No, see, Shankaracharya very clearly says, Māyā is anirvachaniya. You cannot define Māyā. Māyā is a special power. Māyā cannot be explained. That is a fundamental tenet or assumption or whatever you call it, theorem or whatever you say. Māyā is not explicable. You cannot explain Māyā in any way. That's how it works in his system. He says that once you realize Brahman, you don't care about Māyā. Why do you worry? So the nature of cause of the universe, in fact, he gives the same example Buddha gives long time back. Buddha gives this example long time back, saying that, look, you are going in a forest. Suddenly, you are stuck with an arrow, right? And the arrow hits right on the chest, and the blood is oozing out. What will you do? Will you think about, oh, what direction did the arrow come from? The guy who struck the arrow to me, was that person an enemy or my relative or my uncle or my friend? You won't think all those things. You will directly, immediately go and say, let me take the arrow out or something, or get a doctor and see whether it is poisonous. Do I need some medicine? He's going to find a way to get out of the mess, right? So creation and its how did we come across, it is not easy to explain, and it is not easy to explain to any system of thought. By the way, all systems of thought have some assumptions, so it's not explicable. Okay, let's go further.
Swami, Shankaracharya here, he says at that time, and he also mentions that he becomes abhut.
Yes.
But as per Advaita and his theory, nobody becomes anything.
Here, the word abhut is taken as symbolically, like how I told you about this, right? It is how the snake becomes the rope.
Yeah, it doesn't really, right?
It doesn't really, and that's what you need to understand. He says it's just an analogy. Snake is an analogy, and even here language cannot exactly describe, so it is taken as that way. So Shankaracharya just basically says that that's how Sanskrit is, and we have to understand it in that way, because it has to even Upanishads are speech told to somebody, right? So the speech will have its symbolism and simplicity, and the way they express slightly differently. What he says, simple answer he gets out of, oh, here it is not clear. This has to be understood in the light of other Upanishads. And somewhere it is said that it is Brahman only. Something like that. And everywhere he uses a different, say somewhere else it's clarified. And he brings up some 2 or 3 examples.
I just wanted to clarify that from becoming is only in the vyavaharika perspective according to him.
Oh, exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I had just opened a picture saying that the snake is in your mind. It is not real. Just wanted to mention that. And then a Jivan Mukta doesn't even see the value of the body. He may still have a body because the Prārabdha Karma is there. But the thing is, he does not see, his mind is focused on only Brahman, and then Brahman is pure, and then he doesn't even realize his body. In that way, they're explaining that song.
So he doesn't feed his body then?
He does feed
when
it.
He realizes
See,
he has
he
to
does
eat,
feed it.
till the death comes, he has to eat. He has to keep on all the mundane things, no?
Yes, he has to feed. There is no question about it.
Because after knowing everything,
he does not.
He knows,
no, he does. 1 second. He does not
he knows
have.
the little. Yes. He
He does
knows the
not-
real nature of Prakriti or Maya, and then till his death comes, he has to live. He
That
will
is
live.
true.
He doesn't die. As soon as he gets the knowledge, full knowledge, he doesn't die. He doesn't get suicide attempt.
No,
Yes, no.
No, he does not have any such attempts. He continues.
That's what
But the problem, what Shankaracharya says is, you think whatever he is continuing, it is not Ātman which is eating. It is mind-body complex. For him, Jivatma does not exist, right? When you say he, you are mentioning to you're relating, or you're denoting it, the word he, to some kind of a continuous existent entity, right? For him, that is just a sanghata, that is a combination of body, mind, intellect.
Yes.
There Jivatma doesn't, it's only kalpita for him, right? So when you say he, that he, generally in the true sense, Ātman is the only thing which exists. Ātman doesn't work. Ātman is nishkriya, shanta. There is no shuddha, pure, unconnected, right?
That he realized. That he
realizes. But the thing is, who is the realizer and who is being realized? That is the question here. That realizer is for Shankaracharya, it appears to be there. It's not true. There is no realization. In truth, in truth, what it is there is no realizer, there is no realization, there is only one Ātman, which is nirguna, nirvishesha. And it is not connected to any creation or bandha, moksha, or all these things does not exist for this Ātman. So why does he need moksha when there is no bandha? So Brahman is ever pure. So the thing is, what you say is just jīva, who was an ordinary person eating like you also, he and you went together and ate together. All these things is in your mind. In his mind, nothing exists other than Brahman. So,
but Shankaracharya, when he was born, he didn't realize that. As soon as he was born, he didn't get all this realization in the very moment. Gradually,
fine.
he got this realization. No.
Okay, fine. It's okay. After he has realized. That's all.
Yes.
Yeah.
But we should also not forget that even realized people like Shankaracharya, the Ramana Maharshi, and recently you told about Putturaja, even after they realize, they are actually interacting, right, with people.
Yes. That's what I wanted to.
Swami.
They are interacting.
Swami, if I may.
Yeah.
I just wanted to phrase it how Advaitins usually say it. As long as there is avidya, there is a sense of self, the doer, the experiencer. When realization happens, avidya goes away. There is no doer.
True.
Whatever happens. There is just the body. Whatever is happening through the body happens.
True.
Who does it? There is no doer.
There's no doer.
So this is the difference between one being in avidya and one who is not in avidya.
True. And the doer exists only in the mind of the seer, mind of the external person, not himself. That's all.
Yeah, the mind makes it appear as if there is a doer, and when during realization there is a manonasha. There is no mind for that entity.
True. Yeah.
So basically, their teachings themselves are basically just Māyā, teaching us how to escape Māyā. That's it, right?
What did you say?
Because like a self-realized soul who is teaching Advaita principle, then that himself is just Māyā, teaching us about something that is beyond Māyā, that is different from Māyā.
True. Because anything where there is an action, kriya, or any kind of teaching or learning or anything, that is all Māyā only. Okay. Yeah. Now, in the Viśiṣṭādvaita view, it is like, you see the multiplicity here. You see all the different, like how the white light breaks up into different colors, red to violet, right? Red, orange, yellow, green, blue. They are distinct ones here, but at the source, it is one. So the thing is, from Brahman, everything came, and the Brahman is the source. Here, so the thing is, in each of the colors, in green, there is still white, because white is the all-encompassing color. So the thing is, so Brahman is everywhere. He is like an antaryami, and this universe is connected to Brahman like the light, which is connected to sun, and it is apratak siddha. What does apratak siddha means? The universe cannot live separately from Brahman. We cannot even talk about the universe separate from Brahman. And it is the body of Brahman, because that is the energy giver to the universe. He is the śarīri, and we are the body, we are śarīra. Shesha means our purpose in our life is to only serve him, to please him. We exist only for him. We don't have a purpose of our own here in this universe. All our plans and everything have to only involve him. Adhara adheya means he is the support, like how the ground is the support for an object like a pot. He is our support. So this is the way Viśiṣṭādvaita views. So you see how the difference is. So here we were doing the verse 7. We will continue with the verse right now. Okay, we will continue with Sampatanga's view. Honestly, I had a shock today when I looked at Uttamur Viraragavacharya's book. Per particular verse, there's huge amount of information. I had not seen this book seriously. I don't know how I missed that. And in fact, I'll stop and share that book with you so that you know what each one has so much of details. Okay, I'll just share that Uttamur Viraragavacharya's work with you just to show how complex and all the English translations would be very, very superficial. Let me show this 1 second. One second, let me find that for you. Can you see the Sanskrit book here?
Yes.
See, this is the what do you call, for a single verse, it goes on and on and on. There are so many Sanskrit issues, so many Vedanta issues. For example, tadejati, tadunejati, tadure, tadvadantike, tadantarasya sarvasya, tadu sarvasya bahyataham. Here is the Vedanta Shika's view. But if you look at Uttamur Swami's view, it goes on and on and on. He even relates it to the Upanishads, to the Brahma Sutras and other places, everything. It's very complicated. So to really read even a translation of the Vedanta Shika's views and going deeper into the Sanskrit and the Vedanta is a very big process. We haven't even touched the surface yet. So we are going to get some overview only in this class. We are only taking the slice taken by my grandfather Sampatanga. That's all. Now I'm going to share the
You said your grandfather was doing yoga. So who initiated him? Who was his guru?
I could never understand that, honestly. I never had a chance to ask him in detail. I met him only when I was about starting from about 17, 18 years old or something, and I met him till I was 23 years old. The last I saw him was when I was 23 years old. During the time, there were so many classes, I forgot to ask certain questions. I don't know who initiated him. See, obviously, he is about 20 years older, easily, than Sriranga Mahaguru. Looks like it. Because Sriranga Mahaguru is 1919, I think. It was 1913, maybe. 1913 plus 78. 78 minus 13. Even that doesn't sound good. 68. 68 minus 13 doesn't even... 55 is his age. So it looks like, yeah, 1913, 1912, maybe when Sriranga Mahaguru was born. So my grandfather was born 1900, I think, or even earlier. I think.
So he's elder to him.
Yeah, elder, about 12, 13, 15 years elder, maybe.
Yeah. Sriranga Mahaguru is 1913.
Oh, 1913. You're right. Yes, yes. So, where were we? Let me get back to the thing here.
I have seen your grandfather. I've talked to him also when I was young.
Oh, okay. He was in Mysore, I'm sure.
He used to come to Mysore. I don't know where he was. He used to come to visit his brother Ramchandrachar.
Oh, see, I don't know at the time, time-wise. He had a home here in Chamarajpet in Bangalore, and I used to go see him there. Yeah. So here, in the Yasmin Sarvani Bhutani Atmaiva Bhut for Vedanta Deshika, he says at the moment of surrender, then he says all meditation processes will end up in surrender, because a human being cannot continue meditation without the support of the Lord, and he ends up surrendering to the Lord one way or the other someday. That's his view. And he can see everything as connected to God as inseparable attributes. That's what
that is the only way. That is the only way. Surrender.
Correct. And that's when you can explain anupashyataha. You can explain, he constantly realizes, go further, further, further. So the thing is that continuity of realization can be explained only when you become the part of that person as an attribute, which cannot be separated from Brahman, which cannot exist without Brahman. So that is the way to understand. So basically, Ramanuja.org has given a very practical explanation of this whole process of Atmaiva Bhut, how everything becomes one Ātman. He has given a practical understanding. Now comes the question of how do you understand? How do you understand the Vedas? Vedas themselves are complex. So let's go further and I'll show you.
So in Shankaracharya's view, you rely on basically Maya's grace itself, right? Like you rely on Maya to somehow show you the way as well.
No. See, for him, Maya and Brahman are inseparable. Even Saguna Brahma and Nirguna Brahman are inseparable for Shankaracharya. In the Bhagavad Gita Bhashya, if you look at the Īśvara sarvabhutanam hrideshe Arjuna tishtati Brahmayan sarvabhutani yantrarudhani Māyā, the 18th chapter verse, if you look at it, tameva sharanam gaccha sarvabhavena bharata. You know what Shankaracharya says? Tameva sharanam gaccha, surrender to that Lord. Sarvabha, tam means what? Īśvara. Who is Īśvara? Īśana-shīlaha Nārāyaṇaha. So without surrender to that Narayana, you are not going to get out of this duality. So surrender is absolutely necessary. In fact, he says the Karma Yoga's ultimate level is bhakti, and the bhakti's ultimate is sharanagati or surrender to that Narayana. He is very clear about it. So for him, there is this, you are separating like a textbook separation, like, oh, this is Maya, that is Maya. He doesn't give a damn. For him, what is appearing is Saguna Brahman, Krishna. That is fine. And Krishna himself is Ātman for him. So this transformation from Krishna to Ātman doesn't give a damn about it. It happens all automatically. He says the highest level is Nirguna. Highest level is Nirvishesha. No attributes. So then there is no difference between seeker, sought, and the method of seeking, knower, known, and the method of knowing. Nothing, there is no difference there. In that it is Anubhava. How much can your Sanskrit help you in experience? What can you, if you experience a little bit of sugar and say, okay, it's sweet. Even if mango is also sweet, apple is also sweet. The words don't have discrimination. If suppose somebody gives you 10 rupees and you didn't have money that day, you got 10 rupees, and say you bought some tea or something in an Indian store, you may get a tea for 10 rupees here, okay? Suppose you get $50,000, $100,000. You say, oh, I'm happy, I have more money, I have money. The word happy, it is only relative. After $100,000, somebody gets $2 million or $10 million, oh, I'm happy, I'm happy. The words don't explain the difference. Suppose somebody doesn't have food, and after 2 days of suffering with hunger. Somebody offers him food. He says, I was so happy. And some other person hits a lottery ticket and he gets $1 million. He says, I am so happy I got a lottery ticket, I won the lottery ticket. But what is the word happiness? Can it differentiate between the two? Does not have any qualitative difference. What do you call, the words have no power. So Shankaracharya says, what can a Upanishad word can tell you? This is only indicative. It can only show the direction. You have to go further. So this is common for all acharyas. Even everybody has to agree that words cannot explain the real Krishna. You can say in your Rama Sankirtana Japa, there is no difference between Krishna and the name Krishna and the real Krishna. That is okay. That is, at that time you will believe in it and then do it. Fine. But in reality, I say Krishna now. I have a lot of problems today. I'm very sick today. Actually, I'm trying to talk to you, even being sick. I was, sick the whole day. But Krishna, did sickness go away today? Just because I said Krishna now? Krishna is absolutely same as the word. If he is absolutely same as the word, how can sorrow exist when I say Krishna? Krishna is here. The word itself is Krishna. So all the sorrow should go away. Is it gone? Every philosopher has a problem. That we need to understand. Every philosopher has a problem understanding the akarma, avidya, anadi chakra, the beginningless cycle of karma. This is all textbook. Shankaracharya views it differently. Doesn't mean he is very sincere. And his Sanskrit, every other acharya copies. After him, they copy his, wherever they have problem, they copy his, explanation. So Shankaracharya cannot be devalued in any way. He used a different ideology to understand, that's all. Methodology. It's a concept, that's all. Okay, we'll go further. So, the yasmin sarvam atmaiva bhut, it became Ātman. That needs to be understood. And what my grandfather is saying, it is not the absolute oneness, it is an organic oneness. How is that? Go further. He says, in Rāmāyaṇa, Sita's Anjaneya, when Anjaneya meets Sita in Lanka, how did Rama and Sugrīva and all those, everybody meet? Vanaranam naranam cha kathamasit samagamaha. How did the monkeys and the human beings meet? Then Anjaneya explains, Rama Sugrīvayor aikyam devi evam samajayata. He says, the Rama and Sugriva's oneness happened in this way. Aikya is used by sage Valmiki itself, saying that is not actual one. Rama did not become Sugriva, Sugriva did not become Rama, but they became friends and they had one mind, one purpose, one goal to work together. They were friends. The Aikya is used in that sense. So here I went ahead and even looked at the Kishkinda Kanda of Ramayana. Ramayana is a beautiful, by the way, Valmiki.net has the whole Ramayana explained in simple English. Anybody can read. I suggest people should read Ramayana as it is. It's very beautiful. So here, Sugriva, actually what happens is, Sugriva is hiding in some kind of a place there because his brother Vali is trying to kill him, find him and kill Sugriva, right? And his brother Vali stole Sugriva's wife also. Tara was taken away from Sugriva. And forcefully, Vali marries Tara, I think. And now Sugriva is hiding somewhere. At that time, they happened to see Rama and Lakshmana walking in the forest. Then, Sugrīva said, Hanuman, you should go see who that person is. Maybe Vali has sent some agents, some secret agents in search of me, and they want to kill me. So he thinks that Rama and Lakshmana have no other purpose but just come and kill Sugrīva. Then he hides somewhere in a particular place, and Hanuman is sent. When Hanuman comes down, he doesn't come because he is a Kamarupi. Kamarupi means he can take any form he wants. He takes the form of a sadhu, saint, and he talks for few minutes. It is wonderful check saying that, who are you? Why are you here? You look like Indra coming down on earth. You both are capable, your arms are so capable that you can protect the whole world. So the way Hanuman describes Rama and Lakshmana is amazing Sanskrit, amazing. And that shows that maybe Hanuman, maybe because he is a divine, he already knows who Rama is. But he just asked, maybe. So Ramayana is not easily understood just by learning the story. Because the secrets of Ramayana, it seems Ramanuja.org had to go study Ramayana for 1 year. If he knows Sanskrit, he could read the whole 24,000 verses in 10 days or 15 days and understand every word of it. Why did he have to go study Ramayana under an acharya? Because he says in Ramayana, the Sharanagati Tattva, or the secret of surrender, the secret of everything is hidden there. The secret of paramārtha is hidden there. His nature, everything is explained in Ramayana. It is a very powerful work. It is just not a work. Even an ordinary kid can read, Ramayana through pictures book, right? A 10-year-old kid, a 5-year-old kid can read. But even like mature people like us can probably read the entire Sanskrit and understand the original Sanskrit. But the details and the principles behind that Sharanagati Tattva and other things, Dharma Vigrahavan, Ramo Vigrahavan Dharmaha. He is the very embodiment of Dharma. Dharma is useful for all of us to live in this world, right? Dharma is the method which wins. Dharma puts everything together here. So all these things are explained there. Here, Sugrīva says, Rochate edime sakyam bahuresha prasarita grishetam panina panihi maryada badhyatam dhruva. What happens is after Hanuman meets Rama and Lakshmana, and he says, Sugrīva is hiding here. I am not actually a sadhu. I am a monkey. I am the minister of Sugrīva. And he sent me here to figure out who you are. Then Rama expresses that he needs support because he needs to find Sita, who has been taken away by Ravana. So there is a need for friendship. And there he says, when Sugrīva knows about Rama, he knows that Rama is not at all an ordinary person. And even Hanuman tells Sugrīva, he is capable of helping you and even killing Vali right away. So Sugrīva has a sense that Rama is no other than God. Not completely, but he has a sense. Here he says, let us have friendship. Maryada bhadyatam dhruva. Let there be agreement, friendship, agreement, and commonality in purpose. And I hold your hand like a shake hand. They shake each other's hand and they even embrace each other. Rama and Sugrīva embrace each other. And then, in fact, Hanuman creates a fire out of some wood, and in that they do a sacrifice to celebrate the friendship. Okay, that's how it comes. Here, what my grandfather argues is, there is a limitation in terms of lordliness and servanthood. So, yes, Rama needs a little bit of some help of Sugrīva, but at one point he says, Angulyagrena hantumichami, he says, even with a small finger, I can burn the entire universe or something like that, he says once, Rama says. So he doesn't need, but in this story, he needs help of Sugrīva. So Sugrīva does know that he is a limited person, a servant, and Lord Rama is the one to be served. So the unity, I did aikyam. The word aikyam did not mean actually becoming one. Now he goes to the Vedas. In the Vedas, there are so many different types of sentences. Dva suparna sayuja sakaya samanam vriksham parishashvajate tayonanyah piparam swadvati anyan anashno abhichakashiti. Here he says there are two birds perched on the same tree of Prakriti, and the two birds are the Īśvara and the jīva. And then one eats the fruits of the Prakriti. That tree, the fruits is karma phala. That is, Prakriti is just because it came towards Prakriti because of karma, some purva karmas. And all the fruits of the karmas the person does, he experiences. The other one is just witnessing. The other one does not experience anything, just watches. See here, there is a one which is not stuck, one which is stuck. So he is great and he is not great, is explained here. So some Shruti Vakyas have this kind of meaning. Samane vrikshe purusho nimagnaha anishaya shochati mukhyamanaha jushtam yada pashyati anyamisham asya mahimanam iti vita-śokaha. This is another verse of the Upanishad. It says, in the same tree, this Purusha or the human being or all the jivas, nimagnaha, the anishaya, he is not able to control his destiny. He is not a Īśvara. He doesn't have the power. He is nimagnaha. He is filled with sorrow. He is crestfallen. Shochati mukhyamanaha. He is deluded and is constantly worried. Jushtam yada pashyati anyamisham. When he is blessed, Jushtam, anyamisham, the other person who is the Lord, he sees and gets the blessing of that Īśvara. Asya mahimanam iti vita-śokaha. Then he says the whole universal experience of bondage is only the glory of the Lord. He wanted to show himself to me. So he created this universe, put us inside this universe, just to show himself to me, just to make us realize him. So we have to think in this way. This is not easily understandable. That's what the Upanishad says. Similarly, the same kind of verses are there. Pratam pibantav sukritasya loke. So all these are words, the sentences taken from different Upanishads. And he's classifying that some verses have this kind of quality. Pratam pibantav sukritasya loke, guham prapishto parame parārdhe. So the thing is, the Īśvara and jīva has entered this body here, and then parame, what do you call? So the thing is, they are like chaya atapa, like the shade and the sun, and even here, he eventually it goes and says that he needs the help of that Īśvara to get out. And similarly, these verses like Jya, Jñau, Ajau, Īśanishav, this is Shveta, Shvetara. Jña, Agnya. One is knowledgeable, one is ignorant. Ajau, but both are eternal. Ajau. Jagnyau, Ajau it should be. Jnagnyau, Dvau. Dvau is two. Ajau, that means unborn. Both are unborn. Īśa, Nishav. Īśa is one, that is Īśvara. Anisha is one. Anisha is, he is not the Īśvara, that is jīva. Ajahyeka, bhoktu bhogyartha yukya. Aja is unborn, is the Prakriti. The Prakriti is for enjoyment, experience. Anantaśchatma vishwarupo hyakarta. Trayam yada vindate brahmam etat. Only when you know all of them, you will know Brahman. Anantaśchatma vishwarupo hyakarta. The jīva, Īśvara is akarta. You should know three. What is the three? Bhokta, Bhogyam, Bhokta, Bhogyam, Prerita. The thing is, the Prerita is the Vishwarupa, that is the Īśvara. Bhokta is the jīva, enjoyer. Bhogyam is the Prakriti, that is to be enjoyed. That is the one which is enjoyed. And knowing all the three, you know, Trividam Brahmametat, this three forms of Brahman only. Even jīva is a form of Brahman. Prakriti is a form of Brahman. Īśvara is also a form of Brahman. There is only one Brahman. Etadnyayam nityameva atma samstam natah param veditavyam hi kinchite bhokta bhogyam preritaram chamatva sarvam proktam trividam brahmam etate. The same thing is explained slightly differently. Etadnyayam nityameva atma samstam. Right here, it is always there. This is to be known. There is nothing to be known other than this inside. What is to be known? Only three things. Bhokta, that is the jīva, the enjoyer of experiences. Bhogyam, the matter which is experienced, the prakriti. Prerita, that is the propeller. Prerana means he inspired, the inspirer, the propeller. That is that Īśvara. Knowing all the three, sarvam proktam trividam brahmavetat, everything is covered. And this is the three forms of one Brahman. It is said here, right? So this is again relisted here. This print was a little difficult, so I said this first one is Upanishad. The Ritam Prabhanta is Upanishad. Yajna Vaja and Bhokta Bhogya, that is from the Shveta Upanishad. Now, so these are texts of lordship and servanthood. Servanthood and lordship are explained in these kind of texts. There are another kind of texts of identity. Tattvamasi, ayam atma brahma, sarvam khalvidam brahma. Tattvamasi means that is you. That Īśvara is same as you. Ayam atma brahma, this jiva is actually Brahman. Sarvam khalvidam brahma. All this universe, everything here is Brahma only. Texts of one, so this is which says directly this Atma is Brahman only. That kind of text is also there in the same different Upanishads. And there are also texts where one becomes many. Sadeva Somya Idam Agra Asita Ekam Eva Dvitiyam. At the beginning, all this multiplicity, what you see in this universe was one. Atma va idam ekam eva agra asita. There was only one Ātman in the beginning. There was nothing else. Atma va idam ekam eva agra asite. Bahusyam prajayeti. Then he willed to become many. So there are statements where origin is one, it became many. Those statements are also there. Texts of immanence are antaryamitva. That it says the Atmanitishtan Atmanam antaro yamayati. That is, he lives inside the Atman and he controls the Atman from within. And this Atman is his body. Yasyatma shariram. Yam Atmanam antaro yamayati sate antaryami amritaha. Yam Atman Aveda. This Jivatma does not know the Paramatma within. Sate antaryami amritaha. That is the antaryami, the divine Amritaha means immortal. Antaryami is the one which is sitting inside. So reconciliation of text. When you have to reconcile, you have to say Jīva Tattvamasi means that Īśvara is same as you. That because you are nothing without that Īśvara. He is everything that powers you. Without him, you don't exist. In that sense, you have to understand this is known as Kayata's view of Samanadhikaranya. Kayata is a grammarian of the 11th century. And he wrote Panini's Ashtadhyayi. Ashtadhyayi is, a bhashya on the Ashtadhyayi. I think his work is known as Pradipa. Commentary on the Patanjali's Mahabhashya, and that is Pradipa. Okay. He says you have to understand the different words refer to one. Vinna pravritti nivrittanam shabdanam ekasmin arte vritihi. So Tattvamasi means that is Brahman, that is Īśvara. Tvam is also Īśvara characterized by the Jiva as the Antaryami of the Jiva. So the thing is, Tattvamasi can be taken as that way, and that is the right way to take it. So even in the sixth, ekatva, oneness, anupashyataha is said, right? Thing is, he is realizing as we see, as he is doing the yoga, the meditation, he is realizing. So the oneness can't be identity as completely one, becoming one. It is the power of one powering everything else. When you say the computer is nothing but the chip inside, what does it mean? The chip powers it. Without the chip, the computer doesn't work. It is just casing and shell, that's all, with a display. Advaita says, no, Samādhi karne. He uses probably a guy called Bhartrhari, I think wrote, he was a grammarian maybe, I don't know. He wrote some grammar. There he interpreted Samādhi karanya as bhāva or sublation. So their view is the world will go away and there is only one thing. A world is illusory. World gets sublated, negated, and so Brahman is the only thing. So phenomenal nature of difference means phenomena means experience only. In the external world, you experience difference. There is no difference actually. There is only experience. Oh, sorry, I was closing my own picture. So Sampatangar says other grammarians are not in support of the Advaita school. So then, even if you take this experience, he is within the Samādhi, in the final. So what happens in Samādhi? Sampatangar very clearly says, look, if you say in Samādhi, I cannot see anything, just like in sleep, you don't see any difference in sleep, right? So in Samādhi, you don't see the difference between the world and Brahman and everything, and you constantly see. Only difference between sleep and Samādhi is, in sleep, you don't realize anything. In Samādhi, you are actually realizing. So in that, if you see nothing else other than one truth, then is that the final truth? Because if you come back from Samādhi, you will come back again to the ordinary world. You also become hungry, you will go. Even Swamiji is very hungry today. Please get some food. People say, right? So somebody can be in Samādhi, but when he comes back to the ordinary life, the differences are there. So what happens? That Samādhi is not the final truth. From the final truth, you cannot escape. If you go into the final truth, you will never be able to escape truth, because truth is the only thing which exists all the time. So if you come back from Samādhi, that means that is not the final identity. If you are one with Brahman during Samādhi, you cannot come back. So if you are not one, you can come back. So there was no real identity there. That is what he argues later. And here his textbook wise argues the Vedas cannot be understood in the way Advaita understands, because Advaita throws away all statements which says Bheda. That is, whatever Īśvara, two birds on a tree, all those things which shows differences. Antaryami is also different. So all these differences are unreal for Advaita. And that means you are throwing away all those statements. The Bheda statements and Antaryami statements, all the statements have to be thrown as secondary and illusory, right? And that is not acceptable. So the only possible is ruled and the rulership relationship is possible. Ishitavya sambandha. And substance unity. You and I are made of the only one substance. That can be understood. Pot is only clay. Pot is only clay means what? Pot is made of clay. In that sense, so jīva is only Brahman. That means jīva is made of Brahman. The seventh verse, unfortunately, it's taking a long time. Was this class useful or just a repetition of what I said earlier?
It is useful, informative.
Okay. As long as it's becoming clearer and clearer for you, it is some value. There is some value. Tomorrow, we will join again to do the Saparyaga, Chukra, Makayam, Avarnam, Asnaviram, Shuddham, Apapavidham, Asnaviram Shuddham. It is not Ashuddham, sorry. Asnaviram Shuddham, Apapavidham kavir manishi paripuhu swayambhuhu yata tathyato arthan vyadadati shashvatibhya samabhya. This we will do tomorrow, and we will take up the controversies tomorrow. Avidya, vidya, controversy, at least to some extent we should be able to do it. Okay?
Just one question.
Yeah, tell me.
Just one question on the Shankara Bhashya. So, as per Shankaracharya, everything should be Brahman, right? Even in Maya, the teacher, the taught, everyone.
It has to, finally. Finally, even the teacher, the taught, everything has to be only Brahman, because Maya is not seen. So there, what happens is, that is why, what is realization according to Shankara? Denial of Brahma. Whatever is not Brahman, you deny. That is why neti neti is used there. Whatever is not Brahman is denied as that is not, that is not, that is not. And then what remains is only Brahman. Brahman cannot be experienced in Advaita. What remains is Brahman. When all the Maya goes away, when everything else is denied, because nothing else exists. Asmat Gurubhyo Namaha, Asmat Parama Gurubhyo Namaha, Asmat Sarva Gurubhyo Namaha, Shri Krishna Parabrahmane Namaha, Shri Lakshmi Sima Parabrahmane Namaha, Shri Lakshmi Hayavadana Parabrahmane Namaha, Sarvam Shri Krishna Parabrahmane.
For my question.
Okay, go ahead.
So, as per Brahmanika, Maitreya Brahman, does Viśiṣṭādvaita also accept that oneness as per that Upanishad?
Everything, yeah, Viśiṣṭādvaita accepts oneness in every Upanishad.
But they say they don't agree that the complete oneness, right? But that Upanishad clearly states about that complete oneness.
Even
Correct?
even that is interpreted differently there.
Okay.
Complete oneness, what do you call that? We will come to Brahmanika later. It is a very huge subject. I know what verse Vijñātāramare kena vijaniyat.
Kena kam pashyat kena kam vijaniyat.
Yatra tu dvaitamiva bhavati tad itara itaram pashyati. That verse, right?
Yeah, when everything has become the self.
Yatra sarvam atmaiva bhut tat kena kam pashyat kena kam vijaniyat.
Yeah.
Correct. See, the thing is, that is also explained there. Kena kam vijaniyat is explained as Brahmatma kena sarvena only. That means, other than Brahman, you cannot see Brahman. Using anything other than Brahman, you cannot see Brahman. So mind, intellect, and everything is dependent and empowered by Brahman, and only in that way you can realize Brahman. So mind, intellect cannot perceive anything which is not abrahmatmaka. That means, if it is not ensouled by Brahman, jīva, jada, mind, intellect, and all fail to do anything. In that sense, it's taken.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Okay, we'll join tomorrow at 8 o'clock. 8 to 9 only possible. So we should start exactly at 8 and finish by 9 or even 5 minutes before 9. Okay. Namaste.